Hi, I'm Mark McPherson. Welcome to one of my videos in the series of videos in which I take a look at what I have labelled as the 11 fundamental, essential, core, non-verbal or visual communication skills. In this video, I'm going to take a look at what I call choosing and then maintaining or holding a set position. First of all, you need to choose and then you need to hold. So what do I mean? Well, look, I've chosen to the start of this video to have my shoulders like this and my hands down by my side. That's what I decided was appropriate, and then I held it while I was talking to you. I didn't suddenly start doing this or slapping my thighs or clicking my fingers or looking around or whatever it happened to be. I looked directly at you, well, directly at the camera. Now, it's not just about your arms and your body, it's about the tilts of the head, it's about the positions of our face, and it's what we do with our hands, for example. Now let me give you an example of the hands. I witnessed a while ago a parent, I assume it was a parent, but talked to a child, and the way they did it was this. They said, "No, pay attention to me." Now their whole face was still. This hand was still. And it was very, very effective. They could have done it by just saying, no, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. They could have done it with their head moving around and not even a hand or whatever it happens to be. But I just think it was better to the way they chose and then maintained or held that particular position with their whole body and their head and their hand. And I work in the area of helping people master tough conversations, put an end to bad behaviour and deal with difficult people. And one of the things that is very useful in there is to have to choose and then maintain a set position. So John, what I really need to talk to you about right now is the language you used earlier. So you maintain this, the shoulders and the posture and the face and the head isn't, you maintain it, it's not moving around. Sometimes it's effective to do with the hand, and in case you say, John, there's no swearing in this office. It would not have been as effective to say, John, there's no swearing in this office, because it's not as congruent and it's not synchronized. And it's just better. So holding, maintaining a set position can be very, very effective. How long you need to hold it for and in what circumstances is an entirely different issue. But sometimes just holding that hand, as I often do when I say, look, there's 5 things we need to talk about. 5 things. Well, it's just better if it's held there for a little bit of time. Let's leave it there. Choosing, then holding or maintaining a set position with the body, the arms, how you stand, the facial expression, the gestures, whatever it happens to be, can sometimes be incredibly effective. Let's leave it there. All the very best to you, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. Please look after your family and friends. Hope to chat to you soon. See you later.